Maybe y'all misjudge this individual. This ends here.
You recognize her?
If you jump really fast, you might survive the blast.
Wait!
My wife was murdered. I want to go after Sarah's killers and kill them myself.
You might be the smartest person in the CIA, but you're just not a killer, Charlie. I can't make you into something that you're not.
You're just a little nerdy fellow, likes to work on computers.
In The Amateur, Charlie Heller is an unexpected hero who embarks on this quest for justice.
He's an underdog who takes on this journey because of the love he has for this person he's lost.
And along the way, meets a succession of rather wonderful characters.
Do precisely as I say, and there is a slight chance you may come out of this alive. I've been a fan of Rami's for a while, and these characters that we're playing, the relationship in terms of master-teacher gives us an opportunity to really, really find some wonderful things to play together.
Take it, aye, now!
Laurence Fishburne provides a real presence, a real authority.
It's brilliant acting on the part of Laurence. Same with Jon Bernthal and Rachel Brosnahan. And then you have Caitríona, who brings this vulnerability, but at the same time, as tactically clever as Charlie.
I've got your man. Charlie, you should get out of there.
Just so many great performances that are so powerful.
When you see who all the players are in this film, it's really gifted actors with a fresh take on the world of intelligence. He's playing us. He practically invented half of our surveillance.
I was very aware that we had a great script. It would attract great actors, and they brought it. It was day in and day out, working with the best of the best.
Are you done? Have you had enough?
No, I want them all.
Pointed at my chest.
Take it! Do it now!
You can't do what I do no matter how much I train you.
In The Amateur, Charlie can't pull the trigger, but he's resourceful. He has a unique source of ingenuity.
You're just a nerdy fellow who works on computers.
Do you ever account for the things I'm good at? In this film, there are unique set pieces, and we had an exceptional production designer named Maria Jerkovic.
The pool collapse scene clearly is the one that we all read and thought, how on earth are we going to achieve that? The Embassy Gardens pool is extraordinary. It's this glass bridge between two buildings, which is the swimming pool.
Who are you?
You held a gun to my wife's head.
You have the wrong person.
No, I have exactly the right person.
On the cue, we're going to blow the glass, and then we drop the trapdoor.
Action! The Amateur has that scope and scale of an action film, but with an unexpected hero doing extraordinary things.
Have you had enough?
No, I want them all.
Can I see something? What does an assassin look like? It can't be anyone. I mean, even a slight little nerdy fellow likes to work on computers.
I wanted to make an action film that's sophisticated, smart, and from the point of view of someone who's underestimated. I want to find my wife's killers.
This is not your classic spy genre hero. He's the amateur.
You can't do what I do no matter how much I train you. It's a really interesting and fresh take on the world of intelligence.
He does things that he would never dream himself capable of to avenge her death.
I want mission-specific training, cash, and a new identity.
I beg your pardon?
The approach to the stunt work was that it should feel rough and visceral and honest.
Do you ever account for the things I'm good at? What I love about this film is there are unique set pieces that I've just never seen in film before. You held a gun to my wife's head.
You have the wrong person.
No, I have exactly the right person.
It's a really good ride of a movie. It takes you places with real scale and texture. And to properly visit those, you need the big screen.
It has a scope and scale of an action film, but with an unexpected, underestimated hero doing extraordinary things.
This ends here.
I loved the script when I read it. And I knew that Rami was attached, so that, made me already hopeful about what I was going to read. But it was all on the page. Everything that I would have needed to say yes was on the page. And yeah, here we are, 2 years later?
Yeah.
2 years later, yeah.
I love the book. I love the character. I thought this would be something we have never seen before, and the studio was adamant about it being on the big screen. So, that's something I've never given up on. And we had just had a premiere here in London last night, and to see it up there on the screen, you feel as if it's worthy of that recognition and that response.
When I read the script, I thought it was really exciting. I thought it was a very unique take on this genre. The character of Charlie Heller isn't your typical espionage thriller hero, but I thought it just seemed so exciting. It was a very modern take on it. And I just loved the character of Inquiline. I thought she was also somebody who was very complex and had a lot of depth to her. Even within a very short space of time, you get to really sink your teeth into something there with her character.
Wow, that's so wild, because, I can never think of it in terms of the first or the last. It all sort of feels like when you're working on a movie, the schedules are so tight, it always feels like one long day. That you for me.
A wave,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you start and then you look up and however many weeks or months have gone by and then you're done. But it never feels like, oh, my first day I did and my last day I did. It all just feels like one. And maybe that's part of just trying to maintain the continuity in the work. That you don't think of it as being any kind of separate thing. For me, I don't know.
Right. I would just, for me it was thrilling because there were moments when I would have Laurence show up and just be, have those moments that just are moments you wait for a lifetime to get to work with a human being like this. And I would look forward to the days when he was coming back, and then there'd be a spark of another actor, Rachel Brosnahan coming in.
Right.
Julianne Nicholson, Holt McClane, Jon Bernthal. So many people every day. So it wasn't necessarily the first or the last. It was, and then the traveling, the kind of globe-trotting all over the world. So it was experiences, moments.
It's the moments, yeah.
Ooh, my first day, we shot a lot of the interior of Inquiline's house with a lot of the computer stuff. And I remember getting my sides for the next day, and there was probably about 12 pages on there. And I was like, oh, wow, we're really going to plow through this. And it was very fast moving. There was a lot of dialogue, a lot of technical stuff. But James Hawes, our director, he was amazing. He's very specific. He's very efficient. He knows exactly what he wants. And it was really very, very quickly, I felt like I was in very safe hands. Rami is the most amazing, generous scene partner and made me so welcome. And it was very fast. We just, straight away started to work and we did page after page after page. And you just have to be like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I really do. But it was a lot of fun and everybody was so lovely. And then my last day might have been Inquiline's last day ever, I think, which, was a nice little, you say goodbye as you're really saying goodbye. So that was a lot of fun because that was, oh no, it wasn't actually. I lie. I totally lie because my last day was in Istanbul. What did I film on my last day? We must have been doing driving. There must have been some driving in Istanbul. That was it. I think we were going back and forth along the sea, the sort of river, and a lot of conversation.
Okay, the first day, what was the first thing we filmed?
I'm having a blank just about what that was. Give me 1 second. I'm sure Sam will give us a moment more while the director digs in his head. What was the very first thing we filmed? Oh, it was in Langley. So it was the first of the scenes where Charlie Heller comes in to see the boss. And there's a little run of 3 scenes where he first comes to be told that his wife has been killed, the second one where he wants for information, and the third where he blackmails. So that was quite a good narrative backbone to build. But it's always the same for me as well. We talk about the look, the palette that we're coming together with, but then suddenly you have to put that on screen. And the hardest thing is to maintain the vision. The very first time you frame the camera, is that the right close-up? Is that the right angle? Is Rami sounding right? Is this Charlie's voice? So most first days are very similar like that because you're having to really be tough on yourself. All your dreams start to evaporate if you don't get this right. The last day was extraordinary. I talked about it earlier, actually. We were on the trawler off the coast of Turkey, pretending to be in the Baltic, doing the boat-to-boat stuff where Rami arrives into Russia. So we were at sea, and it was incredibly cold. I get seasick very easily, so my main concentration was to try and avoid throwing up before we wrapped.
Well, for me, the challenge was we were in a place called Southwold, and we were shooting in that hangar where we're at the shooting range. And it was challenging because it was so cold and it was so wet there. It was like the coldest I had been since I had arrived in country. It was December. We had started the movie. They had started the movie, and then we had to stop because of the actor strike. And so a lot of my stuff got condensed. I was supposed to be here for a month. Now it was 3 weeks. So that was the most challenging for me.
Most challenging ever. I think picking up every day and it's not that I didn't know where we were going, but we were always moving somewhere, it felt.
Right.
It felt like, just...
And it was like grab and go. It's like, grab your stuff, let's go!
Yeah. There is that drive throughout the film where you're just the pace.
Yeah, it's like that moment with you and Caitríona when she's like, go.
Right.
It was like that. It was like, let's go.
Yeah. And that was pretty wild because we did have those boats traveling with us as, the bullets were flying. It was that was a very intense evening. Yeah.
Okay.
And the drones flying.
Right. Yeah, wow. And the birds.
Yeah. The guinea fowl.
The guinea fowl. Wow, crazy.
There were some very moments of no acting required in this film, that's for sure.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes is when Inquiline and Charlie are having a conversation outside of the house when he's been feeding the birds. It's just a really beautiful little speech, and they, how they connect about what it's like to lose somebody and what the day-to-day aftermath of that kind of grief and living with that grief feels like. I thought it was very beautiful. It was a beautiful setting. The sun was going down. Everyone was very focused and anxious about catching the light because it was really gorgeous. And we managed to have a really beautiful connection, Rami and I, and it was really special. So that's my favorite. And the most difficult, I think just, the technical aspect of when you're working on screens and you don't always have the graphics, and just knowing what you're looking at every specific moment in time, and yet making it part of a story. Because with each bit of information, you want to be able to feed the tension to the audience, or, bring them on that journey with you. And sometimes when you're not really seeing anything, you're just having to fill in everything. It can be slightly difficult. But we, as I said, James was an amazing director and really helped navigate our way through that.
Well, I'm going to start with the challenging because that way we end on an up. The challenging was the boat-to-boat sequences. When we were doing the finale with the helicopter coming around the top and all the boats coming in and the special forces, just the coordination of that to make sure that the boats are in the right place for the camera, and the camera is on the helicopter, and monitoring all those things. There were 5 cameras in play at the time on different boats and different angles, and to do it all safely. So that, in many ways, is what's most challenging. What was your other question? What was the most satisfying, in a way? Remarkable. Do you know, I think it was things like the run through Paris and the Gretchen knockdown, managing to pull that off, and even getting people in the street so shocked when they saw the elements of what we're achieving. Obviously, it's not all done in one to achieve that, but and for us to have that huge intersection was really spectacular, and to be able to get that scale on the lens was thrilling.
You ever wonder what they do with all the stuff you dig up for them?
That's not my job.
No, but you never wonder?
No, it's the CIA. I gotta trust that they'll make the right call. Maybe it's better not to know. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Charlie, I think you need to see this.
What is this?
Your wife has been killed. What you do is very important to what we do. Let us handle this.
I want mission-specific training, cash, and a new identity.
Have you lost your mind?
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
I don't think you could beat a 90-year-old nun in an arm wrestling match.
I want to face my wife's killers, look them in the eyes, and balance the scales.
Take it.
Take it!
Aye.
Point it at my chest! Do it now!
Put your finger on the trigger. You can't do what I do no matter how much I train you. You're just not a killer, Charlie.
You're just a nerdy fella that works on computers.
But what you doing? Just gonna kill you. Do you ever account for the things I'm good at? You held a gun to my wife's head. This is a remote that controls a device that's been decompressing the glass beneath you.
You have the wrong person.
No, I have exactly the right person.
We got a ping in Rome.
He's in London.
He just got on a bus in Prague.
He practically invented half of our surveillance. Maybe y'all misjudge this individual. This ends here.
You recognize her?
If you jump really fast, you might survive the blast.
Wait!